Hey everyone, Nicole Cordoves here, and surprise! We have an episode after the preliminaries of the Miss Grand International competition. So let's start this video off by getting something out of the way. A lot of you have been messaging me, commenting also why I don't have an interview with Samantha Panlilio. Actually, I messaged her like 2 weeks, I think, or a week before. I think 2 weeks before. She had to leave for the competition. But she told me that she wasn't able to see my message anymore on Instagram because she got really busy already, which I already assumed. I was like, okay, she's probably like doing back-to-back shoots, and obviously she has been putting in the hard work. Look at the feed in Binibining Pilipinas. She has a lot of rows dedicated to her because she has been producing a lot of shoots for herself, and hindi tayo naubusan ng pasabog talaga. I totally understood when she wasn't able to reply because I already assumed that she would be busy packing and preparing her clothes, for example, already. And then the week after I messaged, I actually had a lock-in taping, so I didn't persist anymore because I knew that I had to block that off already. So our schedules unfortunately just didn't match. But we have been quite in touch and we actually talk to each other over WhatsApp. So I would try to get an interview with her today because I want to finalize the speech with her as well. So I watched the preliminary competition last night, and suffice it to say, as usual, it got my pageant heart really excited once again. Let's start off with the stage. I mean, we already expect a grand stage from Miss Grand International, and they did not disappoint. They even gave us LEDs on the ceiling as well, so super pasabog pa rin from Miss Grand. The stage was huge. I remember during my time, it was a really small stage and we really just had like this small triangle to walk on. Like yun lang yung pinaka establishing points namin. But for this one, you can do a lot of things. Actually, you have to do a lot of extra movements. If you can dance, that's better because the stage is just so big. It takes up so much time. So you need to look into some airtime to entertain the audience. And I feel like that's exactly what Samantha Panlilio was able to do. We know that Samantha's biggest challenge is her height. And I say that not because it's my preference. I don't think height matters that much like it did before. But as we can see now, organizations have finally acknowledged that there is more to a girl than just their height, their physical attributes. There's the personality, the communication skills, and everything else in between. But at the same time, of course, we cannot disregard what the organization obviously is looking for. And the MGI, alam natin yung prototype nila. Gusto nila ng glamazona talaga, Trump-era Miss Universe. Super skinny, tall, big hair, and the works. Talagang 90s beauty queen, ganon. And Sam is actually well aware of this. She knew that her height is gonna be a challenge, and we all knew as pageant fans that it's gonna be an uphill battle for Sam, but not totally unconquerable. Is that even a word? And as we can see in the last weeks where we have been watching Samantha's journey in MGI, linalaban niya talaga tayo, guys. Like, she came prepared, she did her assignment, and I feel like it came full circle during the preliminary competitions last night. Having said this, let's start off with the swimsuit competition because, like I said, height was a challenge for Sam. So her being aware of this, she knew that she needed to do more, and do more she did, because during the group entrance of the swimsuit competition, she already put attention on herself by doing gestures like this, and then she led the pack. So I'm assuming that that wasn't really the choreography. Sam Pan just really came up with that so that she would stand out, and I think it was a very, very smart move because the other groups didn't do it. Only Sam Pan was able to do it, I think. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. And really, nothing beats a strategic player in the game. You have to be aware of what you're lacking, what your weaknesses are, and then figure out how to fill that in, because there are a lot of strong candidates as well who are not aware of their weaknesses or won't accept criticism. So in the end, they won't be able to do anything about it. So kudos to Sampan for responding so proactively to the advice that is given to her or the criticisms that come her way. As for Sampan's swimsuit performance, I feel like this time she gave a more natural and happy and upbeat one. Like, it was like she was really just timing her choreography to the beat, and it didn't look like it was something memorized, you know, because I feel that in the first swimsuit competition in Miss Grand, she was you can see it in her face, like she was really thinking about her next moves. And she actually told me that not only was the material of the surface made of rubber, but it was also moving at the same time. So that was an extra challenge for her. And I do feel like the girls weren't given an opportunity to have a real moment in a setting such as that. Unlike during San Bernardo's time, when girls could excel by conquering the flight of stairs. So the environment posed a challenge right there. But as we can see, this time around, bawing-bawi talaga yung performance ni Samantha Panlilio, because she gave us a really polished walk. It was seamless. When she turned lang in the first part, you could see that, okay, where do I stop? So there was a moment of disorientation, but the rest was already like flawless, which was a perfect way to cap off her performance during the preliminary competition, because she gave us a stunning evening gown moment that was definitely one for the books. At first, when she appeared, I didn't understand what the shoulder eksena was an ode to. Like, was it more an ode to Thai culture or Filipino culture? So I guess that's one of the questions I'm actually going to ask her. But she told me about this pasabog already before. She asked me if I wanted to see the gown, and I was like, no, I want it to be a surprise. Like, I want to be wowed when I see it for the first time, and it has to be on stage. So your girl came prepared, okay? And I have to say that the gown was gorgeous. It was impeccable. Rian Fernandez is one of the designers that you see quite often during pageants, so I'm quite familiar with the works of Rian. So I was actually very surprised with this one. I would say that this is the best gown Rian has ever produced. From the color to the cut to the way it hugged Sampan's body, it was just perfect. So at first, it felt kind of awkward to look at the shoulder accents that Samantha Panlilio had. I was wondering if it had the right proportions to her body, which was very petite. But when she did the reveal, I would say that it was such a flawless reveal, and you have to appreciate that, because not all reveals like that, especially one that has been done for the first time, I believe, in pageantry. Like, I've never seen a scene like that. Like, and it was, woo, it just fell perfectly with no catches or anything. So it was a perfect reveal at the right moment, and I like that it is quite an over-the-top gown, because it's a kind of gown that you can only really wear to MGI, if you know what I mean. So as we can see, like, Sam is a thinking and strategic representative, because in every opportunity she has on stage, she would think of a way to really stand out and make up for her height, for example, or whatever you guys think she still lacks. This is a candidate who actually listens to criticism and chooses how to respond in the smartest and most strategic way possible, and I really appreciate Sam Panlilio for that. So whatever happens during finals night tomorrow, I'm happy regardless, because, well, number one, we never really know with MGI, you know, it's always a surprise. But my heart is very happy with Sampan, because she really raised our flag. She is a really good representative for MGI. She made sure to prove to us that she's not gonna waste this opportunity, and she's gonna take every chance she gets to shine. Thank you so much, Samantha, for representing our country so well. Third Sam's the charm. Who knows, diba?
Okay, so anong pasabog ang meron pang baon si Sam Panlilio?
Well, I will be posting my final video, kind of a tourism video, also tonight or early tomorrow morning before the coronation night. So that's something you should definitely watch out for. And as for the other pasabogs on stage, I'm just gonna do my best. And abangan na lang.
What are the things you are still worried about or feeling mo kailangan mo ng last minute attention pa?
So I just need to definitely review my Q&A for possible questions tomorrow, and maybe go over the speech with you. And and yes, and just keep, just mentally prepare myself to just relax and enjoy the moment.
So, ano yung feedback sa'yo right after the prelims kagabi? Kasi here, super saya namin, pero what about there?
Very positive naman. I've gotten a lot of questions about the gown, where it was inspired from, and so there's actually a lot of Filipino fans here too. Na-shock talaga ako after, kasi they're all like, "Oh, we met your mom." So it was so nice to see everyone here. So yes.
So how was your closed-door interview?
It was okay. They asked me a lot of questions, and I think that I was able to show my personality. But of course, as you know, also Nicole, I love to talk and make chikahan. So I wish I had more time. But I'm very glad again, and thank you so much for getting me into the top 5 arrival dinner. I think that really helped as well. Our campaign.
Yes, our Filipino fans are here for you talaga. Pero magtagalog ka, girl, para alam namin. Sa tingin mo ba, sobrang binigyan ka na atensyon nung closed-door interview? Magtagalog ka para di nila alam.
Feel ko naman, oo. Feel ko naman. Like, medyo mas mahaba talaga siya.
Yay! Maganda to,
Yun lang.
Secret na the rest. Say, good luck tomorrow, Sam!
Thanks, Nicole!
Actually, we're not saying bye, mag-chismisan kami. And if you've been watching my videos, you know that I don't really do hot picks because I'm really bad at it. I really just focus on the question and answer portion. But these are the ladies whose performance stood out to me last night. I really love Brazil's performance. Costa Rica also. I loved her swimsuit performance, especially because when she was walking, her hair was like, woo, it had a life of its own. I also really like how fresh and pretty Dominican Republic is. I mean, the Latinas are really slaying in this edition. I loved Ecuador also. I know that she can be a little too over the top, but then it's Miss Grand International. And I feel like even though she's over the top, it didn't feel as though it was heavily choreographed because you can see that she really is loving what she's doing. And she's so pleased with herself. So, go Ecuador. Panama was also stunning last night. Puerto Rico looked like a diosa, like that face. I also really enjoyed South Africa's performance, especially during the swimsuit round. She put in a lot of choreography there, but none of it looked off. Everything fell into place, and she really gives you that energy. Like, she transfers the super happy energy onto you. So I do hope she gets a placement as well. Thailand, I find really, really stunning. And Vietnam is also gorgeous. So I also hope that Hong Kong gets a placement because even though inisip natin na medyo larushi, ganon, obviously, it's hindi lang siya playtime. Like, she actually is very pretty also, and her performance, her walk is really good. It's not too over the top either. She knew that, okay, I have to be noticed, so I have to do something different in my introduction. But from her introduction onwards, she actually gives a really good performance, and she has come really prepared. I mean, just look at her national costume. I love it. So I'm actually rooting for her to at least get a placement in the finals because she has been not only the trending topic, but like a life source also for the MGI pageant this year. Like, she's all I see on my feed, really. And she brings so much joy with her authenticity, her realness. You know, it just reminds you that you just have to have fun with whatever you are doing. So go Miss Grand Hong Kong! So Pilipinas, let's continue to vote and support for Samantha Panlilio. I believe talaga that with her performance and with everything that she has shown us, she has proved that she is a worthy candidate, she is a fighting candidate, and she is really determined to represent the Philippines well, especially after are really good placements in the previous years. Nakaka-proud talaga ang ating mga binibini. If you like this episode, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you won't have to miss an episode because it's pageant season once again. So medyo guerrilla levels yung pag-upload ko ng videos. We have to be super proactive. This isn't planned content anymore. So expect more episodes in the coming weeks. Ito po si Nicole Cordoves na nag-iiwan ng kasabihang, it is not the crown that makes a queen, but the queen who makes the crown.